secrets. My bangs, you might have noticed, have been clipped up for the sake of not irritating me. Starting with hair, there are a few things that I like to do. Hair masks. I don't just apply a hair mask. I have a couple different hair masks that I like to use, but usually after I double shampoo, I apply a thicker hair mask to the lengths of my hair, any thinner one to the roots of my hair. Usually just because I don't condition my roots. They get oily pretty fast if I do. So I want to get the benefits of a hair mask, but I feel like if I use the thicker one all over, it's just not gonna do what I want it to do. So I have 2-layer hair masks. I don't know if you're supposed to do that or if it has any negative side effects, but it's worked pretty well so far. I have a hair mix, hair blend, actually. I think that's what I'm supposed to say. So I start, usually I will oil my hair before I wash it, and I mix my hair, a blend of hair oils to get the right mixture for my hair. I mentioned this in my restock video, but what I will also do is use a hair lotion. This bottle is dying. I use hair lotion. I don't use a curl cream. I found them to flake. A few of the ones that I've used anyways. I haven't tried a lot of them, but I've tried about 4 or 5, and I've noticed that they flake specifically on my hair. I don't know why this is different, but it works the same way that curl creams work for other people. It works really well and keeps them relatively nice and shaped, and I do like applying it to the ends, specifically when it's a particularly rough wash day and I know that my hair's going to be super frizzy, so it does work really well. My foundation base, I love a stark, ghostly white, as you can tell. But the way that I get that very stark white is I use the LA Girl Pro Coverage in the white shade. And to get it a super bright white, I use the white mixing pigment. And then I top it with the white concealer, specifically in places where I'm going to be putting more product, around my eyes, around my lips, over where my eyebrows should be. Just because I find that it gives me the best coverage, the most, full coverage look. It doesn't really let any color from my skin peek through. It's a really stark clown white, and I love it. That is, my best base routine for a good, just a completely white base. Up next is blush. I love a really thick liquid blush, but sometimes I don't want it to be super pink, so usually I'll just take my pink blush covered sponge and put it all over my highlighter. It works though, it does, because it makes my blush really glittery, and it just already highlights my cheeks, which usually is the goal. I've given up on trying to keep this clean. It's pink now. It's pink now. But it has worked out really well because I love a completely painted, dull face, and having the really dark blush on top, the blended light pink blush under my eyes with the highlight, just pulls the whole makeup look together for me. So, I just kept doing it. It started completely by accident, so now it's just completely cemented itself into my routine. For anybody wondering what this is, it is the She Glam Lunar Highlighter. So, a little spaceship. These, marshmallow sponges. I got these off Yes Style. I got a set of 2, and I love these, big, squishy ones that are kind of like a powder puff. How I apply my foundation. I don't know. I haven't seen any videos of people doing this, but I apply the product, either I apply the product to the sponge, I pump it on the sponge, and then I like paint it around, and then I blend it in, and I do like 5 or 6 layers, like foundation and stuff like that. I don't know if that would technically be considered sacrilegious, because you apply with a brush and you blend with a sponge. You don't brush and then blend with a sponge. It sounds so dumb, but in my head, somebody's going to be calling sacrilege on me for how I apply my foundation. Washing. I mentioned this in, I think, my shower routine video, but I exfoliate like 2 or 3 times. I do this like once or twice a week. But I start with this like exfoliating bath mitt, and I'll use like some kind of shower gel or soap. And I go in and I wet the bath mitt, I apply the soap, I turn the water off, and scrub every inch of skin that can be scrubbed about shoulders down. You don't want to like have this kind of harsh texture on like your neck or your face or like really delicate areas. Um, and then after that, I typically just like scrub and scrub. After that, I go in with a pair of exfoliating gloves and an exfoliating scrub or product, and then I scrub again, everything from shoulders down, and then for a third time, usually with just a wet, clean bath mitt, I'll go in and wash or get off anything that I might have missed when rinsing, just because I find this gets me the cleanest. It's been helping significantly with like skin texture, because I've been scraping it off. And honestly, just body acne in general, keeping the surface as like clean and exfoliated and sanded down as possible. After that, usually I will go in with some kind of body serum, and then I will use either a hyaluronic acid lotion or a retinol body lotion, just to kind of bring balance and moisture back into my skin. Usually I will layer my products, body serum, body oil, and then lotion. If I absolutely need to, I'll put a body butter on top of it, just with the thickest layer on top to keep the moisture locked in, because I don't want to dry out, or that kind of just completely undoes all of the work that I just did scrubbing off all of my skin texture. If you have sensitive skin, do not try that at all, under any circumstances. I can hear the dermatologist now yelling at me for basically exfoliating 3 times. I love a good sheet mask, but these product ones specifically, they are like one of my favorites, but they come with so much juice that I will kind of just mix the extra with a sensitive skin unscented lotion, just because I don't think that you should be mixing a ton of fragrance with your skincare ingredients. I'll either do that or a retinol oil. I did not love this on my face, but I've been loving it as a body oil, specifically mixed in with a pretty decent amount of just like plain unscented regular lotion, just like mixing a couple drops of this in. It's been doing a lot for my acne scars that I have on like my arms and my legs, and honestly kind of helping a little bit with some of the scarring that I have there as well.